Hi folks, so girls, this is the homework videos, okay? So obviously we've gone through these ones here in class. We did this one last week, we covered this one in class today. We talked quite a bit about that. Now I'm going to do this one, which is the homework based exercise. Now obviously you can use your DCG Solutions workbook to work it out, but I'm going to give you a little hand on this as best I can, okay? And I'm also just going to switch out and I'm just going to log in there into the workbook at the same time, because it will help us just a little bit with our understanding. Okay, so I'm just going to log in there, guys. 2 seconds there. Right, go in here, orthographic auxiliary and auxiliary projection, and we were on sheet number 2, and it was this question. Right, so the question here anyway, first of all, guys, it says here, shown is a pictorial view of a hexagonal prism. So we've got this hexagonal prism, and we've done this one previously in class where it was previously sitting flat and it was tilted upwards. Now we can see it's tilted upwards, okay? So shown as pictorial view, there's the pictorial where we see the 3D object, which is inclined of a hexagonal prism, which is inclined to the horizontal plane. So XY line is representing the ground, and there's the inclination angle. It is inclined at an angle to the horizontal plane. So it's like it's been hinged around this point, okay? Or this edge. The front elevation is given above. So we've got the front elevation, and also given is an auxiliary plan that shows the true shape of the surface ABCD, and we can see the true shape right here, okay? Construct the plan of the prism. So we have to work backwards, where we were previously up here and we were given the elevation and the plan, and we got the auxiliary view. Now we're working backwards, okay, and getting the plan view. So how do we do that? Now, if I break this down into simple structures, okay, the best way I can, I suppose, identify with this is, I'm going to do as best I can. I'm going to try and sketch this in parallel. So I'm going to go to the 3D view here. And because it's a hexagonal prism, there's the top surface. Obviously, the bottom surface is down there. And then we would have the 6 faces on the outside, and they'll all be going parallel with this. So watch this. I'm just going to do a line down here like this. I'm going to do a line here. Okay. I'm going to go parallel with this one. Now, bear with me, guys. This just help for our own visualization. So that will go there. This one will go like this, parallel there. At that point. There we go. Okay. Now, just bear with me a second, folks. So there's my object, but obviously if I was to have it showing hidden detail and things like that, like we have here, okay, there's our hidden detail, Now, what I have here is the hexagonal prism, but it's also showing the base, which is down here. There's the top, and there's the kind of faces at the back that I can't see. Okay, so I can see these faces here. This is a face here, a face. Now, in relation to ABCD, so it tells us we can see the true shape of ABCD. Now look here, ABCD, we can see them here, ABCD is an edge view in elevation. So if I was to go in with a colour there, and I'm going to use green for demonstration purposes. So that there is my edge view. And then the auxiliary, which is this guy, auxiliary plan is when we look perpendicular to that. Okay, we're looking perpendicular into that face. Okay, and there's the face there. I'm seeing it as a true shape, which I'm seeing it as the green face there. Now, how do I orientate myself so that I know what that face is here? You kind of have to look at the object. Okay, now they've given us the face ABCD. Right, so if I was just to identify that over here on the object, okay, now imagine, because when we're looking in this direction, okay, look here, it's like the arrow is actually coming in there, okay, and technically, if I was to label it, that would be, just thinking here, this would be A, this would be B, and then I would have this point here would be C, and this point inside here is D. So that's the face, A, B, C, D. Okay, it's like we're looking in that direction. So the next face, if someone was kind of looking in this direction, you can see with the kind of biro here, the face that they may also see is this face here, that one, and the other face over here on this side. Okay, when they're looking in from this direction, that's what we have to understand. The faces they won't see is this one here, this one, and that one. Because as they're looking in from this direction, they're the ones that are actually at the back to it. Okay, so that's what we kind of have to be aware of. Alright, now all we really need to know though is that there are 6 points at the top and 6 points at the bottom. So where's my 6 points at the top? Well, look, A and B is 2, and then we've got this one, this one, this one, and this one. So now CD is there. Okay, so A, B, I'm going to go with numbers here. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on the top surface I've got A, B, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the bottom surface I have C, D. I'm going to go with 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now that's just how I'm choosing to label them. So how would I label them up here and then down here? Okay, so let's go with our labeling so we don't get confused. So we know where A, B is. Now this view here, okay, the elevation view is like when I'm looking in. It's hard to see there, you can see my little arrow. It's like when I'm pointing in that direction. Because when I'm pointing in that direction, I'm seeing BA or AB as a point view. So then 1 and 4 are going to be in the middle. And then, as I'm looking in this direction, 2 and 3 are going to be here. Okay, what's underneath 1? Underneath 1 is 5. What's underneath 4 is 8. So I've got 5 and 8. And then right here at this point would be 6, 7. Okay, so let's kind of orientate ourselves here. So we've labelled it correctly here. Now let's label it on this view when we're looking in this direction. So I had A, B in the middle. Well, when I'm looking in this direction, what point is behind A? Is number 3. Okay, because when I'm looking in this direction, B is linked with 2, A is with 3. So it goes A, 3, B, 2. Okay, and then when I'm looking in this direction, okay, you can see the green arrow here. 1 is actually on the right of B, and then 4 is on the left of A. Because it goes B, 1, 2. So look, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, A. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, as it works its way around, because it has to kind of go in that loop. Now, on the ground, okay, on the right of C is 5, behind C is 6, so it goes 5, C, 6, D, 7, and we have 8 here. So that's how you label it, okay? So there's a lot of orientation that, which is a little bit tricky, okay, especially for people, guys like you, who are new to this. Now, what I'm going to do is, we're drawing the plan view. So it's like if you see my pencil coming into the screen here, it's like me when I'm looking down on top of it. So when I look directly down on top of it, can I see the hexagon at the top? Yes, I can. Let's focus on that. So B and A, normal thing with plan, that's going to be down there. 1 and 4 going to be down here. 2 and 3 down here. So they're down along those lines. How do I work out the distances? So this is where, remember here previously, when we projected from the elevation, we took our distances from the plan. Now that we have the view here, we can take our distances from here and bring them back. So if I want to work out where B and A is, okay? So to find B and A. So if I want to find, let's start with A. From the x1, y1 to A, I'm going to take that distance. Okay, x1, y1 to A, I'm going to take that distance. So to find A, follow it back to A and mark that distance down. Now that is the distance for A. Okay, that is also the distance for 3. So the x1, y1 out as far as 3. So find where 3 is. 3 is here. So I'm going to mark that distance there as well. Okay, so that is the distance for both A and 3. Now I'm going to work out the distance from the x1, y1 out to B, which will also be the distance out to 2. So now let's find B. Well, B is along this line. There's B, and 2 will be at the exact same position as well from here. Okay, the last ones I have to work out then are 1. That's my distance for 1. So there's 1 in the middle. There's 1, and finally 4. So take the short distance, the little guy there. That's my distance for 4. And mark it from 4, where 4 comes down. There's 4. Okay, so if I was to label that, well, there's 4, 3, 2, 1, and I think I had this one here is A, and this one is B. Okay, so let's heavy those in. Now it's a hexagon, but we don't see it as a regular hexagon because it's at an angle in the elevation. It's obviously at an angle as we're looking down top. So I can see that surface, so I can heavy all of that in. That's the idea. Now that's the way I like to go about it, guys. There's lots of different ways, but I'm just going to focus on what I can see. Now, that's the hexagon on the top. Right, now we're going to get the hexagon at the base, which is CD 8765 back to C, or you can go C5 6 7 8 to D and D back to C. So let's work out that. So I've done the hexagon at the top. Now I'm going to get the hexagon at the bottom. The challenge we have here, though, in relation to the direction of the pencil looking down, a lot of this on the bottom I will not be able to see. So let's focus on what we can see. So bring down CD, bring down 5 and 8, and bring down 6 and 7. Okay, they're all going to be down there. Now what we have to understand, and what's helpful here, is 0.4, the distance for number 4. Okay, the distance for 4 is the same distance for number 8. Okay, so I can actually just bring lines across like this from those. Okay, and this will come back as well. Sorry, should have brought them back. Okay, now let's find them. Okay, because of all the distances, they'll actually be the same distances. Point to 8 is out the same distance. The distance from the x1, y1 out to D and 7. The distance from the x1, y1 out to C and 6. And the distance from the x1, y1 line out to 5. They'll be the same distances. So let's just locate our points. So if I want to find C, okay, now C was the furthest one out from the x1, y1. So if I follow C down, C is somewhere down along this line, and it was the second furthest one out, so there's C. This obviously makes this one D, and C we know connects to B, so that's fine. Okay, let's work our way around it now. The next 2 points I want to find are 5 and 8. Okay, so 5 is the furthest distance out. So if you follow 5 down, that was the furthest one. So there's 5. Then if we work it around, 6 is obviously the middle distance, one of the middle distance. It's on the same one as C. So if I follow it out and look, C is down here. It's on the same line. So there's 6. There's 7. It's on the same, okay, but it was slightly out closer in. And 8 is the shortest distance. Follow 8 down. There's 8. So that's what this guy is going to look like. I'll give me 2 seconds there, guys. Let's go out here at times. This one was quite tricky. It was where we were working backwards. So let's draw it in. So I will see this edge. I will see this edge. And forgot to put in that number. There's 8. And that edge. Okay. Now this is the part I'm going to draw on the hexagon, but from 8 to 7 I will not see it. The reason being, and I'll explain in a second, I'm going to put in that in as hidden detail. From 8 to 7 is going in as hidden detail. 7 to 6 is going to go in as hidden detail. And 6 to 5 is going in as hidden detail. There we go. Now, the reason they go in as hidden detail is because there's faces that are directly in front of them. So remember the true shape of the face A, B, C, D, which we had over here? Well, that's what the face A, B, C, D looks like when I'm looking down on top of it. Because as we look down, we will see this face. We will also see the face connecting from B to 1 to 5 to C. Look, B, 1, 5, C. And I'm also going to see the face A, 4, 8, D, which is on the opposite side. Now, that's what it's going to look like. Last 2 lines I'm missing as hidden detail will be this edge running up here and here. Okay, so there we have it, guys. That there is the solution as I see it there. Just making sure I have it right. Now I'm going to quickly go into this, and we'll hopefully end up with the same kind of thing. You can see the distances I took. There was the face. That's the way they went about it. You can see all that, and then we have to put in the hidden detail. Yeah, same thing. Okay, red surface on top, so you can see how the significance of the colours will help us. Okay, and that's the idea. Okay, guys, so hopefully you found that one helpful there. Right, I'm not using colours or anything like that like they have, okay, but just a couple little notes there. That there was the edge view. Now what we did here was, usually we would have the edge view and we set up our x and y1 and take our distances from the xy line down for an auxiliary plan. However, in this case, the auxiliary was given to us and we worked it backwards. Okay, this hexagon here, AB1234, is the top hexagon. That's the top surface. And the hexagon then, CD, or I'll go this way, DC5678 is the one on the ground, which is why part of that is in hidden detail, because I can't see those edges inside there. I can see these ones though. Okay, so that's that bit done there, guys. Really quickly now, I'm going to switch over the page and I'm going to turn it over to the other homework exercise. So, fast forward there as you need to, guys. And we'll get this one, next one started. So, the one we did in class today was this one here on the top left of our page. Now what we're going to do is the one here on the bottom left. And we're leaving this for another day, and this one is the homework for Wednesday night. Now, bear with me there, guys. Right. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here, and what we've got onto here now is what's known as auxiliary elevations. Okay, so this is where we're going to project from the plan and take the measurements from the XY line up. So here we have our object, excuse me, here we have our object. It says here, shown as a pictorial view of a solid. So here's our pictorial view of the solid. The front elevation and plan are given. So we're given the elevation of it, we're given the plan. Project an auxiliary elevation, so elevation is the difference here, an auxiliary elevation in order to show the true shape of the surface A. So you can see here the surface A is the area that's kind of greyed out. Now, how do I find that, the true shape? They've kind of done the work for us here. First of all, we have to identify the view where we see the surface A as an edge view. Okay, and I'm going to go with my green here again. That line there is my edge view. If I was to shade that in the elevation, I'm trying to do this as neat as I possibly can. Now, as always, fast forward as you need to, guys. Don't waste any time. So there is my surface A in elevation, where I'm seeing it as. In the plan, I'm seeing that cut surface, surface A, as a line. That line is called an edge view. We can only ever see a true shape when we look perpendicular to an edge view. So what we're going to do now is we are going to be looking perpendicular to that surface. Okay, I'm going to set up an x1, y1. Now, before I do that, I'm going to label it. 1, this point up here is 2, 3, it's going to go down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I have 10. So I have 10 points. So let's label them, starting with the elevation. So 1 is here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if I have an elevation, let's find them in plan. Well, 1 and 2 in plan will be here. 1, 2. I've got 3 and 4, which are right here. 3, 4. Then it would be 6, 5. I should have, so 1 and 2, that should have been written as 2, 1, because 2, as I'm looking down, I see it first, but that's okay. Then I've got 7 and 8. And finally, 9 and 10. Okay, so that's where my points are. Here, 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 and here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an auxiliary view. So, just for anyone who still struggles with this a little bit, I'm going to zoom out so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to set up my long edge of my 45-degree set square on the line that I want to go parallel to, which is the edge view. So I'm going to get my other set square. It's quite hard for you to see here now. I'll do this as best I can. Go to there. And put the other set square. It's right at the edge there. It'll be fine. Slide it across then. So I'm parallel with this guy. Just the masking tape is going to get in the way there it is. I'm going to always try and keep it just outside my views if I can. So that there is called my x1, y1. Now if you rotate it like this, we are now perpendicular to projection. I'm going to zoom back in so you can see what I'm doing here now. I'm in too far. So projecting up 9 and 10, projecting up 7 and 8, projecting up 6 and 5, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. Okay, project all those up. Now they've all gone up, so just zoom in there. Now, normal rules. I want to get the true shape of the face first. So, first of all, really easy ones to find. 1 and 10 are on the ground, so that's the easiest one to find. 1 and 10 are on the ground, so that's the easiest. So, because 1 is on the ground, if I follow it up, we'll follow 1 up. That's point number 1, so I'll call it 1, 1, because this is the next one, y1, and 10 is here, so it's going to be 10, 1. Okay, now I'm going to find the rest of them. The next one I'm going to go for is the height from 2 to 3. Project from the plan, take your heights from the xy line up. Project from the plan, take your heights from the elevation. So look, that's the height from the xy line up to 2, which is the same as the height for 3. So let's follow it up. Well, there's 2. And if I want to find 3, follow it out. There's 3. So in that case then, this will become 2, 1, 3, 1. Okay. Next heights I'm going to take is the height for number 4, which you'll see is the same as the height for number 5. So follow it out. Well, there's 4, and there's 5. Okay, once again, so that'll be 4, 1, 5, 1. 5 goes up as far as 6. Actually, it's the same height for 8 as well, apologies, 8 and 9, so I'm going to do those as well. There's 8. There's 9. Now, I didn't technically need to mark 4 points just like that, just to explain. What I could have done, because I recognise they're all at the same height, okay, I could have done a line parallel to my x1, y1, and just done a line like that, and it would have gone through all of them as well. Okay, but if you're practicing the compass method, which is what we're doing, okay, the next points then I want to find are 6 and 7. Which are at this height. So there's the height up to 6, which is 6 and 7. So follow it up wherever 6 is. There's 6, and 7 is up here. So there we go. And where is my marker pen? There it is. So, and I'm going to go 6, 1, 7, 1. So let's draw them in. Well, 1 connects to 2. 3 connects to 4. 4 to 5. 5 to 6, I'm just doing all my vertical lines in one go. Okay, now I know 1 connects across to 10, so I'm just going to get this line in. Now 4 connects to 5, 8 connects to 9, 6 connects to 7, and 2 connects to 3. And voila, there we go. Now that there is the true shape. I'm going to put in TS of A. That is the true shape of surface A. That's what it looks like. Now I should probably put it in green, but before I do that, you have to remember it's like we're looking in this direction at the object. So when I'm looking in that direction, okay, or you can even see here, can I see a bit of this face? Yes, I can. Can I see this big L face? Yes, I can. So how do I get the rest of the object? That's the challenge here. So I need to now project out the rest of my points. So when I'm looking in this direction, can I see this face in here? See that little line in there? That line there is representing this face. Okay? This line is representing this bit of the face, but obviously it continues on the whole way, and so it's going over there. This line in plan is representing this face. And this line is representing this face. So can I see those? Now I understand we're here, but if you brought your pencil over here, yes, you can see a bit of this. If you brought your pencil over here, you can see a bit of this, this, and so on. Because it's just a general direction. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to project up all those guys. So parallel to these guys, I'm going to project up this guy. So that'll come up. Okay? I'm going to project up this point. Don't know where I'll need it just yet. That one has already gone up, so I'm happy with that. The one I'm missing is this one here. So that goes up. And another one I'm missing is this one. Okay, and I think I'm missing this one right here as well. Now I'm going to build it face by face. I'm going to start off by building, so I've done the surface A. I'm going to start off with this face here. Okay, now this point here is at the same height as 9. Okay, I'm not going to label it, but it's at the same height as 9. So what I can do here is, where the 9 height is, parallel to the x1, y1, I'll just do slide and set squares, slide it along and extend out that line there. Now, to build that face, so it goes from 9 and across to here. How do I find that? Well, that's 9 across to here. So if I follow it out, that's where it is. And there's the face. So there's that face. I've now got that one in there at the side. Okay. The next face, I'm actually going to just heavy this in so we can build up the faces bit by bit. So once again, guys, fast forward until you need to. Just going to get into true shape surface. I'm going to build all the other faces around it. Okay, so there's that face, the true shape. Now, I've got this guy. The next face I'm going to work on is this one. I can't see these faces because I'm just looking directly at it. I can't see those faces, I'm just seeing them as edge views as well. Okay, so I'm going to see this face here. So this one is in line with 7. So what am I going to do? So from the 7 line, from the 7 height, that's my x1, y1, I'm just going to heavy that in a bit more. From the height of 7, I'm going to go across, like that, and it's somewhere across there. But how far do I go across? Well, it's that face there. Where does that end? That ends right here. So if I follow that up, that's where it is, right there. That point, and that's going to be this edge, which will go up as far as there, and that edge. Okay, so that is that face, which I'm going to, I suppose, go in like that now. I've done that face. Now the next face that I'm going to focus on is this little face in here. See that little one there? Which is this line. And once again, that's at the same height as the 6 and the 7. You can see it's the same height as the 6 and 7, so that's why I did the line across here. So if I follow this guy up, the one in the middle, that's the point. See that point right there? Well, that's that guy. And he connects to 6. And it also goes straight down, because that's going to show us that little face in there. Now I have to work on to the kind of L face, and that's at the same height as 2 and 3. So the same concept, let's build it up, and at the height of 2 and 3, let's do a line across. It's going to be at the same height. But how do I find where this point is? Well, I need to locate it in the plan. See that point there? Because that point there connects to 3. Let's find it. So if I follow it across, that's where it is. Follow it out, it's at the same height. Well, there we go. That comes down here and over there. And there you go. Now you can see the kind of L shape there. See it? Going in there. And there's the split. Right, we have another little bit of a face here on the outside, which is at the same height. Well, that's just this bit here. The lights are going out again, guys, so I'm going to have to move there in a second. Apologies. So, 2 seconds. Hopefully they don't go out before I finish this. There we go. Right, 2 seconds, guys. Right. So that's our object. However, at the end of every question, what do we always have to put in? Hidden detail. And where the hidden detail would be here in this question is, I'm going to do this as best I can. So I'm just going to use the object. Slide and set square. So you would have an edge technically that's running down there, because that's coming from the back surface, and then from the top surface here, see this point here, that would probably be running down like this, and then that point would be connecting to here. Okay, that would be the object where you'd have the other side face, the back face. So they're kind of like the edges. Now which one of those, if you imagine there was hidden detail in this, Now in the pictorial there's not usually hidden detail, but that's kind of what it would look like, okay? That's the kind of bottom surface. So the edge that I'd actually be missing is this one right here at the back, okay? Don't worry about the ground one or this one because they're on the x1, y1. They're sitting on the ground, which is the x1, y1 is representing our ground because this is just another elevation. It's the same as this guy. This is an elevation. This is an auxiliary elevation. So it's another elevation because it has been projected from the plan. This one is an elevation because once again it has been projected up from the plan. So all we're going to do is this. Parallel, bring this guy up, and then boom, boom. There we go. And that's it. Okay. So there you go, guys. That there is the 2 homework questions. I know they take a little bit longer when I explain, but it's just for your own understanding in these homework videos, guys. So look, that's them done. Hope you find them helpful.